United States, just a little bit, but but here in Seattle, where we make sure that you can be homeless and be comfortable, what numbers do we get?
4%.
Wow, 4% increase.
4%.
Wow.
And not only that, that's Seattle. Washington State.
Yeah.
So this isn't really about Seattle, it's about the state.
Yeah.
Was up 5.6%. So the state is booming. We're only behind Massachusetts, New York, and Texas.
But so are they saying that 4% of the 5% is Seattle related, then 1% went up somewhere else in the state of Washington?
That's a good question. I don't know, because you could easily have Seattle go up 4% and the state be separated out. I don't know what the initial number is, but totally it's up 5.6 for the whole state.
Yes. Yeah. I looked up because L.A. County is down. New York is down because although we don't have half as many people as they do, we have almost as many homeless. So I wanted to find out. So I just Googled. I put it in the Googleating machine. L.A. County cracked down homeless. You should have seen the stories that came up. So the mayor of L.A. County has decided that he is now going to start to enforce the no sleeping on the sidewalk, no tent sidewalk, no RV in streets, and they decided they would start to whack all that stuff. And originally, back in 2003, L.A. County was sued by the ACLU, be saying, listen, it's not fair. You can't arrest somebody for sleeping. They want to sleep. There's no other place for them to sleep. So then the county said, I'll tell you what we'll do. To make you feel better, we will build 1,151 affordable housing. And the ACLU said, okay, that's fine. You build that, and you also add that to the 8,000 shelter beds that you have. Then, therefore, we've done your part. So at this point, the mayor of L.A. County says, hey, we built the stuff, and now we're going to start to enforce the sleeping limit. So now they sweep and they take you off the sidewalk. They also don't let you park RVs. For a while, they were letting you do that. So they're cracking down. And look at this. L.A. County's homeless numbers have dropped as a result of maybe enforcing laws.
No, not as a
where they've gone
result.
top, they've come here to Seattle, or they go to Olympia, where they hand out 100,000 tents. Olympia is wondering why they have a homeless problem. They have a homeless problem because you are catering to people to want to be able to be homeless, and they go to where the fishing's good, and they go to Olympia or they go to Seattle.
Okay, so first off, the connection is not there. We don't know.
Connection?
The connection between that one particular city cracking down and a potential percentage dip in L.A. County. L.A. County is really high. San Francisco is really high. And in all the way, if you read through the entire article, which isn't really fair because it's backloaded, it says that some of those numbers could be inaccurate because, for instance, San Francisco decided we're not even going to do a head count and all of that. So we don't know how solid those numbers are. They have more homeless than Seattle, but they are a little dip. But out of the whole county, one particular effort, I just think that it's too simplistic to think, let's just crack down. It makes us feel good if we think we can crack down and solve the homeless problem.
No, they go somewhere else, Tom.
Well, the thing is, I don't know that they go somewhere else. We don't know what they're tracking. So the idea is, is it better if everybody in Seattle got cracked down and so what they did, they went to Shoreline? Sure. I mean, is that somehow an improvement? The idea is that you're not solving the homelessness problem, and that's why King County, everyone seems to agree on, even the feds, feds say the feds have their role, the state, the county, and the city, and they all have to be working in concert. If you end up saying, we'll just move them to that city or that county or that state, it's not going to
it doesn't fix the problem.
Yes,
right. The problem is you have to address the alcohol and the drug and the homelessness combined. Yeah. You got to put a roof over them, and then you actually have to fix the alcohol and drug problem. Seattle doesn't. Seattle builds tiny houses and does low barrier. So they never fix the problem.
Of them. There's only one low barrier.
We built a new one. Didn't we build a new one?
Licton Springs was low barrier, and they're shutting that down. They just opened one where it's just women and children, I think. So, I mean, there are very varying degrees of restrictiveness. But I think there's one low barrier access, but the idea is you have to accommodate all different strata of the homeless.
No, you don't have to accommodate.
Well, no, you don't have to, I suppose, but if you want to help, you try to help all. But most of those tiny villages are not low barrier.
I thought the new one that they put in was also low barrier.
Well, the thing is, maybe because they closed the low barrier at Licton Springs, and they've learned from that because if you don't have case managers, what they learned from the Licton Springs thing is if you don't have case managers there on site working with these people, it's going to backfire.
I decided, because we were told that because Amazon came in, that's what caused the homelessness. So I wanted to find out what the case was in Olympia, because Olympia's homelessness level has gone way up. So I wanted to see, and I looked at the rent from 2011 to 2017 in Olympia, and I looked at the rent increases from Seattle from 2011 to 2016 to see. And yeah, the rents in Seattle went up. The rents in Olympia went up just a little bit as well. But it's interesting because we don't have the Amazon being blamed for the Olympia homelessness. So what's the reason that Olympia has seen such a huge increase in homelessness? Because it's not Amazon related. Well, so what is it?
Okay, well, but it could be, John. I don't know what the particular I don't know the particulars of Olympia enough to know, but one could argue that Olympia is not that far away from Seattle, and if you're displaced out of Seattle, that may be one place you end up. I don't know, but I mean, Amazon might be tangentially related.
Why do they put up signs in front of lakes saying "Don't feed the ducks" and "Don't feed the bears" when it comes to national parks?
Well, first off, I think it's for the ducks. It's for the health of the ducks and the safety of the water. Right. And then with the bears, my hunch is more people are hurt by trying to feed the bears than not.
You don't think it attracts bears and attracts ducks?
Well, it certainly would attract a bear, and that's what's dangerous about it.
That's right. Mayor Durkin.
Okay, so let's just clear this out. So you're saying homeless are like the bear population?
Yeah. That here's the thing, Tom.
I wouldn't go there, John.
Well, I would, because if you just hand somebody a sandwich, or if you just give someone a tent, you don't change the behavior that put the person on the street in the first place. It's not really helping them, and it's not really accommodating them. It is about fixing the problem, which is a drug and alcohol problem that most of them have, even though the city of Seattle lies and gives you these fake numbers on how many people have drugs or alcohol problems. You have 3 types of people. 4. Drug, alcohol, mental illness, and normally that's also included in drug and alcohol. And then you have some people that just choose to live on the street because it's like, I don't want to have to work. I'd rather have this sort of life. I don't think that's a big percentage of them, but most of them have a mental problem, and then they self-medicate with drugs and alcohol. But what we do is we take them, allow them to have drug and alcohol problems, and they can live in little crappy houses, and we feel like we're doing something for them. They don't really want to do the hard work, which is to fix the individual from the inside out.
Okay, John, I just think that you need to retract this comparison
to
feeding
Tom.
the bears, because we do not just feed the homeless or give them tents. We also try to work with them. That's why you have the navigation teams. It's
which
so
we
much
got
more
rid of.
complex
Which they got rid of,
They
Tom.
have not gotten rid of the navigation teams.
They cut it out of the budget. They're not going to do it anymore.
They're cutting it down. They're not getting rid of it because you need case managers, and they understand that.
All right, let me ask you this. We're going to have $100 million or more will now be spent. $90 million, plus they're going to throw some more money at it. Do you think next year when we're doing the show, on this date at 11/16, will homelessness have gone up or down?
I don't know the demographics. If people are leaving Seattle, then it'll go down. If people are still coming to Seattle,
I'm just saying,
they'll go up.
You throw more money at something, you get more of it.
No, not because. You have more people coming to Seattle for all sorts of reasons. Amazon reasons, and your suspicion that, a lot of the homeless in Kansas City are saying, hey, let's get on a bus to San Francisco, take advantage of their nice new tents and all that rain.
Yep.
That's
and marijuana.
Suspect.
And marijuana.
Well, and hey, we voted for that.
Right.
Can we help it if we're welcoming?
That's your final take on it. Wow, that's good. Okay.